So I feel it only be fitting that I do this standing up before I take my ass and sit down. But I just want to say that this is not okay. This weather is not okay. Nothing about this scenario is okay. Nothing about this rant that I'm about to do is okay. But I gotta get it off my chest. Okay? So, with that being said, hold on, y'all. Okay, so with that being said, hello, bluebirds. It is your favorite bird, and I'm here today with a rant, a story time, whatever the hell you want to call it. I don't even care. So, it's been dwindling on my head, in my spirits, in my tummy, in the gut, in the mind, in the cranium for a while now, okay? And let me just get this off my chest. I just have to get this off my chest. Y'all make me sick. As in men. Let me specify. Men, y'all make me sick. Y'all make me sick. Like, I'm trying to figure out, when was it ever okay for half the shit that y'all be saying to come out y'all head? Like, when did y'all think that shit was okay? When did y'all think that shit was cool? Like, when did y'all think that shit was cool? Let me break it down so y'all can understand what I'm talking about. Okay. So, for those who may not know, those who care, those who don't care, I really don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say it anyway. I've been single now, give or take, 7 months, 8 months, since June of last year, and it's February. So I don't know what month that is. Like 8 months, whatever. So in that time span, I have been to myself, right? I talked to a few people here and there, but in that time span between June of 2022 and now February of 2023, I could understand. I could wholeheartedly understand why most of the females that be online be saying that they would rather just be to themselves. I understand it now. I get it. I wholeheartedly get it. And before anybody goes off saying, oh, well, maybe it's the people that you talk to, maybe it's the crowd that you keep around, I nixed all of that out. No, it's just y'all. It's just y'all. Okay, so like, no, for real, it's just y'all. I will literally be minding my business, right? Be a regular day, have somebody come in the DMs. I have no problem with anybody leaving a compliment. I have no problem with that. If you like what you like, you're gonna say something about it. Duh. Works vice versa, works the same way. What bothers me about this shit is when the DM or the message or whatever it is, it comes off like this. Damn, I just wanted to let you know that you fine as fuck. That body looking right. That body looking nice. I'm trying to see what's up with you. We could go from there. Who told y'all it was okay to leave messages like that? Who told y'all it was okay to leave messages like that? That's not a fucking compliment. That's not a fucking compliment. That's annoying. It's annoying. And quite honestly, I hate opening up my messages. If it's not friends or family that I've talked to through my social media, 9 times out of 10, I'm never going to open the messages. You get left on read, or you get left in the request box, and you just keep having conversations with yourself. So that in itself is stupid too. But it's like, bruh, whatever happened to just a simple opening up of conversation? Hello, how are you? My name is this. I just wanted to take the time out to say you're very attractive, da 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 da, and keep it pushing. Y'all mess yourself up when y'all go above and beyond and say the most extra is shit, and then have the nerve to get offended when we don't respond back to you. I literally had somebody the other day, I kid you not, come in my DMs and ask me, do I like facials? Oh, by the way, you're very pretty. I wanted to get to know you. Like, I don't know if I was getting trolled or if he was dead ass serious. But when you get shit like that, let me just on a mental standpoint, from a mental standpoint, the whole thing is draining, because it's like, I made a comment, not alluding to, but I made something similar like this in the last video I did, and it's like, it's one thing to be admired. I have no problem being admired. I have no problem with people coming to leave compliments, this, that, and the third. I have absolutely no problem with that. But when it comes off like you're just being lustful to the sole point of where the first thing that comes out of your mouth is something in the sexual sense, nah, that's a no-go for me, bro. That's a no-go for me. That's a no-go for me. And then it's like, I know for a fact I'm worth more than my body. And I know they say getting tongue tied. I know how they say that that's all that you have to go off of at first because you don't know anybody, which is a fair point. When you see somebody out in public and you trying to get their number, whether it's man, whether it's woman, you don't know nothing about them. You don't know their traumas. You don't know their backstory. Nothing, this, that, and the third. You're solely just going off of appearance. So yes, I understand that you're going off of appearance. However, it's a way that you could leave the comment, or it's a way that you could get the point across that I think you're attractive without it coming off like you just being a fucking hornball. And when that's all that you get approached by day in and day out, it takes a toll on you mentally and emotionally a little bit. Because I know I'm worth more than that. And I know I don't pride myself on my body. I want people to like me and pay attention to me for me, not because of what I look like or because of the assets that I have. And it gets very frustrating when every time I open my messages and somebody wants to say something to me, that's the first thing that comes out of everybody's mouth. That's the first thing that comes out of everybody's mouth. And then it's also the notion, not even the notion, I don't know what the word is. And then it's also, it's like a double standard thing. It's like a double standard thing, because they will sit there and they will go, I want a woman who's just being herself. She don't have to do this. She don't have to do the most, this, that, and the third. And then when you come across that person, then you want her to act like every cum bucket that's out here. The math not mathing. Make it make sense. I've had a few people that actually sent me DMs, random people that I don't even know exist, vice versa. You know, you get what I'm saying. Random people who came into my messages and literally told me they expected more from my page solely because of the way that I look. Again, y'all do the math. The math not mathing. Y'all sick of seeing girls online shaking their ass, showing their tits, this, that, and the third. And y'all sick of girls who make YouTube channels and pages solely just to advertise their body. However, yet, when there actually is somebody who just wants to tell random goofy stories and just be her random goofy self, then y'all want to deem her boring because she's not doing what the OnlyFans Insta thoughts are doing. The math don't be mathing. And for the life of me, it's like, since I have become single and I've actually had a chance to get to know myself and pay attention to myself and be more open and aware of the outside world, y'all really are off y'all rockers. Like, y'all really off y'all rockers. Like, I don't know how in the hell you expect to want to try anything with me, and the first thing that come out your mouth is pertaining to my ass, or pertaining to my mouth, or pertaining to my tits. Huh? What? And then Lord knows y'all can't take no for an answer. Like, y'all really have flipped y'all switches out here. There should be no fucking reason that women are out here having to carry guns, pepper spray, tasers, this, that, and the third. We should always carry that as protection because the world is scary. We should always do that. But there should be no reason I should have to carry all of this shit. And the off chance a man tries to ask for my number and I say no and he can't handle rejection. The amount of posts and stories I have seen on the news of women that have lost their life or almost lost their life simply because she turned a man down is mind-baffling to me. Y'all want this and that, and y'all not doing anything worthy to deserve this shit. Y'all are really off your fucking rockers. But you know what? I ain't gonna blame it all on men, because women, little girls, don't make it any easier. I've come to a realization that most of the time the men, when they make these really obscene derogatory comments to women in the comments or in the DMs, this, that, and the third, it's not always their fault. Because I guarantee you, he said that same line to 10 other different girls. And out of 10 girls, 5 of them bitches laughed at it and thought that shit was cute. So now in his mind, he thinks it's okay to talk to a woman or a little girl. I'm not even going to say woman, a little girl, any type of way, because any real woman is going to think that shit is fucking offensive like I did. But because the 5 of them laughed, now he got the mindset that it's okay to do it to all of them. And when he finally gets one that pauses his brakes and goes, one, who the hell are you talking to? That's disrespectful. Block me, or better yet, I'm gonna block you because what the fuck? Then we get looked at like we wrong. So I'm not gonna place it all the way on men. However, these little fast thingies need to do better. I'm not trying to call them out their name, but in general, men and women, we need to do better, because the amount of posts and podcast clips and reels and everything I've seen of men bashing women, women bashing men, nobody's actually taking the time to sit down and hear each other out. It honestly just sounds like you're fighting. You want to be right. You want to be right. Nobody's sitting down to hear each other. Everybody's listening with their mouth to respond. Everybody's just listening to respond. Nobody's actually listening to comprehend. And if it doesn't apply to you, why are you getting so upset? That's one question I've had for the longest since I've been single. In the few instances that I've had with men in the last 7-8 months, and posts that I've made and reels that I've made and TikToks that I've made, these are my general opinions that I have formed of things that I've noticed in my personal life, and I just choose to speak on them. If it doesn't apply to you, why are you barking? Same with the women. If it don't apply to you, why are you barking? Like, everybody's just yapping just to yap. For once, would y'all just shut the fuck up and just listen to what he's saying? Just listen to what she's saying. Take out of it what you can and what you thought was valuable, and go from there. But if the whole conversation don't apply to you, honey, then don't get upset about it. This video right here, this is just me going off of things I've observed and that I've noticed since I have been single, my personal experiences. And I know they don't apply to every single man out here, because not every man is a piece of trash, just like every woman is not a thought bucket. However, the vast majorities that do act in this negative sense make it a lot harder for the good ones, because now it's a fucked up mentality. Now you're just assuming that everybody acts like that, and that's not right. I will take accountability and say I have fell victim to that, and I placed every man in the same category simply because of the 3 or 4 bad apples that tried to approach me, and that's not right. And I'm really learning to break out of that, because that's not okay. But the thing of it is, y'all have to accept and take accountability where you know you fucking up at. Just take the accountability, bruh. But it's so much going on in the world. Stuff is it's just so much. For once, I just want y'all to sit down, reevaluate yourself, get back in touch with yourself, and learn back to loving yourselves. Quite honestly, I was glad for the shutdown, the pandemic shutdown. I was glad. And it went over everybody's heads. I'm like, whole time, that was God's way of telling us to sit down. Sit down, shut up, get back in touch with yourself. Get back in touch with him. And it went over everybody's heads. So everybody was only concerned about getting the fuck back outside, going back to parties. It went over everybody's head. I took advantage of it. I took advantage of the shutdown. I've been taking advantage of the pandemic this whole entire time. Even though everybody's acting like it's not still around. Yeah, COVID is still around. Y'all still have to be careful. And I know it seems like I'm going off on a different tangent, but the time frame that y'all were supposed to get in touch with yourselves, y'all have not. And it seems like it made a few people lose their marbles. And instead of taking the time to sit down and listen to one another, now it seems like we're just at war with each other. Women are at war with men. Men are at war with men. Women are at war with women. It's like, what the fuck? The arguments of who's prettier, the naturals or the BBLs, the fact who's more manly, the one with the Ferrari or the one with the Honda. Like, oh my gosh, like, do y'all hear yourself? Like, do y'all really hear how y'all sound? We sound stupid. We sound ignorant. We sound dumb as a box of rocks, having pointless debates over what makes you worthy of a man, what makes you worthy of a woman. The whole dating scenario, I can't be with a man if he ain't got 10 stacks. I can't be. Y'all missing all the fucking principles of the shit. And y'all starting to believe the shit. This is partially the reason why I have chosen to be by myself and not really actively looking for a partner right now. Because y'all have really lost y'all fucking marbles out here. I'll get into it probably a little bit more in depth in another episode, but for real, this rant was just mainly like, I don't like the direction we're going. It's getting chaotic out here. If you want somebody to love you for you, accept you for you, flaws and all, the best piece of advice that I could probably give is to just be yourself. Be yourself. If you have to tweak yourself even a morsel just to feel accepted or feel wanted from this person, then that person is not for you. You should not have to tweak yourself. It's the difference between that person wanting you to better yourself versus them wanting you to tweak yourself to fit their need, to fit their standard. If I feel like you could be better in this or be better in that, yeah, I'm going to give you little gems, little pieces of advice to help you better yourself and be a better you. Like, you know you shouldn't be doing that. You know you don't need to hang around this people. You know you don't need to be around that crowd if you're trying to elevate and do this and do that. That's totally different. As opposed to me saying, well, you need to do this because I like that. Or you need to do... No. Those are two totally different playing fields. Because here lately, I've noticed a lot of society is taking them concepts and they getting them confused. It's the difference between wanting your significant or the person that you like to be a better them versus you changing them so they can better fit your bubble. No. So the best piece of advice that I could give for any man or any woman that is watching this video who is on my channel, be yourself. If you have to tweak yourself in any way, shape, or form to fit their bubble, then they're not for you. Because if they are for you, they're going to accept you no matter how goofy you are, no matter how silly you are, no matter how quiet you are, no matter how loud you are. They're going to accept you for you. That's all I got to say on this rant. And I really hope we get better, because for real, the way it's going, like I said earlier, I ain't condoning being bitter Betty. But in the same token, I can see why most of these women just want to be by themselves. Or even why most of these men just want to be by themselves now. I get it. I get it. Because right now, the only man that's going to love up on me is my dog. That's about as far as it's going to go right about now. So, that's all I got to say, y'all. Mwah.